Hi, I'm Clay Stamp. I'm your Emergency Services Director here in Talbot County, and this is another segment on a community conversation about the coronavirus. And what I want to do is take just a minute to talk to you about the Emergency Operations Center. We continue to work hard on supporting our working groups. Our working groups, again, are working with the hospital on medical surge to make sure that our healthcare system can surge up if we start to see the numbers increase. And that's something we have to watch really carefully, because we continuously see numbers going up in Maryland, New York, New Jersey, and if we don't pay good attention to social distancing and adopting those good hygiene techniques, then we can see numbers increase here. And we want to make sure that we have a hospital capacity to handle those individuals that might need medical care. That's one of the working groups we support. Another working group we support is our business community. And our business community certainly is being impacted significantly, so we're working with them to try to address some of the issues that they're dealing with. One of the things that's come up recently is that we know that this event that is going on doesn't have an end date. And we know that we're under a stay-at-home order by the governor. And we know that it's taking a toll on everybody. Our lives have been turned upside down, our work schedules are torn up, we have issues with child care, we're cooped up in the house, and that has an emotional impact on people. So we've invited a guest to come talk to us tonight, Beth Ann Langrel from For All Seasons. They're one of the team that are working on this healthcare surge, because a part of the healthcare surge is the emotional and mental health impact that this is having on them. So I'm going to turn this over to Beth Ann, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about this, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Clay. As Clay introduced me, I'm Beth Ann Langrel, the CEO of For All Seasons, and we are so glad to be here and be a part of the Emergency Operations Center's efforts to keep you informed. One of the things that Clay and I talked about earlier this afternoon is the mental health capacity that we are continuing to maintain in the community. First and foremost, we want you to know that services are still available both in person and telehealth. We are providing telehealth mental health services at For All Seasons. We are also providing in-person services as needed to both the English and Spanish-speaking population. One of the items that we have really honed in on during our staff meetings is the topic of how this is impacting the mental health of our community. And it's really important that we give some name and some attention to what we're all feeling. And it's a feeling of grief, it's a feeling of loss, it's a feeling that our normal is now a new normal. And so today I want to just spend a little bit of time giving you 5 tips in ways that we can look as a community at this epidemic that we are completely in the middle of, and knowing that there are some ways that we can move through things in a different way, because this is new to all of us. One of the things that I think is most important as we look at COVID-19 is understanding that we can't control what we can't control. And so it's really important to focus in on what we can control. And some of those things that we can control is self-care and making sure that we're getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and really being able to focus on those controllables in our lives. This is a really unknown time. This is nothing any of us have ever experienced before. And so the only guarantee through COVID-19 is that it's going to be a roller coaster. And so our self-care and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves is really foremost most important. There's a lot of transition that's happening right now for folks. People are having to negotiate jobs at home and children at home, and really looking at how now you homeschool your child, or maybe you're still someone who's working and you're having to negotiate the homeschooling and a full-time job. And so what I encourage you to do is to think about a routine for your family. Think about the routine for your child, think about the routine for you and maybe your partner or your spouse, to be able to make sure that everyone is on the same page about what your needs are. Be kind to yourself during this time. Give yourself the permission to do the best that you can, and look at folks in the community and those in your family who may be on your nerves, because it's really hard to be cooped up at a house where there are children and spouses and dogs and cats and everybody needs something from you at the same time. Give yourself the permission to just do the best that you can. Take a pause in moments where you may be feeling stress and you may be feeling yourself getting angry at someone, to just say, it's okay that I'm reacting this way. Give yourself the space to be able to say, I am feeling loss, I am feeling grief. My children are feeling the loss of sports being canceled, senior proms and graduations being in question at this point. it's really important to be able to say, I own it and I feel it and it's okay. Our community is experiencing the loss of business. Folks might be facing unemployment, not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. And so it's okay to say, I'm struggling. It's okay to reach out, and helping to continue to look at routines and how we can work with our families to set some boundaries around what you need, carving out some space for at-home work if that's what you're doing, and taking some time outside, taking a walk if you need to get away from things. We want to make sure that we're putting in with our families and with our children what we need in the midst of trying to help and continue to serve our kids and the community at the same time. Know what's triggering you, know what's happening for you, and be able to say to your family, here's what I need right now. This is a time where we are going to go through that same process of loss and the same process of grief. We're missing our friends. I spoke this morning on Mark Potter's Winks 94.3 radio station and encouraged everyone to think of 5. Who are the 5 people that you can take an opportunity each day to reach out to and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. A simple smile, passing on a podcast, or maybe you're somebody in the 5 that needs someone to reach out to them. And so take the opportunity to say to your community, here's what I need. We have a wonderful group of folks working in our community, from law enforcement to first responders, our pastors, the folks in the grocery store who are continuing to be here for you. And we at For All Seasons continue to be open. Our 24-hour hotlines are still available to you. Our sexual assault services are still happening, and we just want you to know that this community is here to support you in these times where there's many unknowns. The one thing that we know you can count on is that this community is here.